Well, welcome to day 3 of the tour of the Sunshine State, which is getting harder and harder to say as the event goes on. And I think it's day 5 of this epic trip. Alrighty, well today was always going to be a difficult day. It's a very long day, and with Jeff and Phil having car problems and taking the day off to try and fix it and no one to follow, I reverted back to my original plan, which was to leapfrog about a bit and try and get some video of the participants in this event. I'm not confident about being able to do that because it's very hard to know not so much where they're going, it's what time they'll be there. And so anyway, the first protocol is Leyburn, where the Leyburn sprints start, I think tomorrow, and therefore I'm going there. The event's going there, and I'll hopefully get there around the same time as the participants and do a bit of video then, and I'll reassess my situation at that point. And well, this is either low cloud or fog. I think it's fog, and it's, well, thick as hell. Can't really see where I'm going that well. Well, I can, as you can see, I don't know, 100 metres. Everyone else seems to want to drive an awful lot faster than me. The temperature is also feels like it's dropping. Anyway, the car status at the moment is that the car is running fine. The gear stick, I'm so pressed for time at the moment. There's so many things I haven't done today. The gear stick still isn't fixed. It's still very difficult to change gear. There's part of the gear knob is sort of hanging off where the overdrive switch is, and the overdrive's not working. There's some bare wires there that snap me and electrocute me every now and then. It's only a 5-minute fix, but I just don't have the time. I've got to keep mobile here. Hopefully at Leyburn I will. There's thick fog making driving interesting. Yeah, the headlights still don't work, and I won't be looking at them until I get home. Yesterday the car started running very badly. That I think was just a sticky needle in the seat. I hit it with a screwdriver and all seems well today. Other than that, the car seems reasonably fine. As I've said before, I am the weak link, oh my goodness, in this whole equation. World of pain, everything's hurting, and the fatigue of it all is starting to kick in, if you like, and it's just getting harder. Today would have been very hard to do if I tried to follow the other Triumph. And so I'm a bit more relaxed in doing what I am doing, even though I think it's probably not going to work. I think I've got a couple of locations planned out to go to, but I really don't know. I'll probably try and go to one of them and see how that pans out, because it's very hard to know when competitors or participants will be there. The other problem is there's 2 routes, the bitumen and the dirt route, and it is the 3rd day, and I'm getting the impression that a percentage of people are starting to whip out on the dirt stuff, and that's the first port of location was on a dirt road at a bit of a causeway. It's just off a main road, and I'm stretching my memory to think that bitumen road was also part of the bitumen route. So I'll put some cameras up and see how I go. If I don't get anybody going past after a while, I'll pull the plug on it and maybe. Great. We will see. I will catch up to you in a little bit later when I get to labour and see how the day is progressing. Well, here we are at Leyburn, where the Leyburn sprints will be taking place over the next few days. The participants in the tour of the Sunshine State are arriving here. They have a bit of a window of time to spend here and have a look around and admire the cars that will be taking place in this Leyburn sprint. It's certainly a bigger event than I'd ever paid attention to before. Certainly takes over this little town. And how are we going?
Good, thanks.
How's the well, how are the cars holding up, and how are you holding up?
Oh, so far so good. It's only
okay.
10
well
o'clock.
Done. Well, have a good day.
Thank you.
You're doing the dirt bit. So how you been going so far?
Oh, very good, very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
How's
Great.
the body holding up?
Oh, the Volvo, indestructible.
So the Volvo's indestructible. About you?
Oh, yeah, I'm good too.
Oh, good. Thanks going today.
Hello, Jim. Going very well.
So the car's holding up?
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
And the people holding up.
True, very
Yes,
true.
well,
Yes. Going well, going well.
we've seen our wallabies and various things.
Cattle that won't get out of the way.
Yeah, so far.
So how was the dirt road yesterday? It was a nice bit of dirt road.
Yeah, it's been pleasant all the way.
Yep. Now how are you holding up after all this?
Well, we're holding up. We're still grinning.
Car's holding up, you're holding up.
We're still smiling.
Well done. You on the dirt road bit?
No, we were going to, but we're travelling with Bill and we've elected just to have a holiday.
I'd only ever given this event a bit of a passing courtesy look over the years of knowing anything about it. It's a race around the houses style event, basically using the roads in this little town of Leyburn. An enormous amount of work must go into setting this up. Hay bales and tyre barriers and that type of thing. It certainly is an event. It's really great to see. There's certainly some very interesting cars here. Scrutineering taking place here. Certainly is a big event on the Queensland motorsport calendar by the look of it. A very big cross-section of types of cars, from basically road cars through to full-on race cars to historic cars. Certainly is an event that would be interesting to go and actually have a look at some point. And nice little Jaguar there. Oh goodness.
I'm not driving any.
Thought we were having a Le Mans start there for a minute, everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of the tour of the Sunshine State. Who named it that? And I've just been at Leyburn, where the Leyburn sprints happen tomorrow, and all the cars were getting scrutineered and what have you. Could have spent a lot more time there. Some great looking cars, but and even some sort of famous looking stuff. But didn't have the time, so I did a bit of filming, and I'm now on the road, heading to a road called Fox Bar Road. Now that should just be a dirt road off a main road with a creek crossing or causeway just a kilometre or so in. That is the plan that I Google mapped before I left home. Unfortunately, I have two nav devices in the car. One is a brand new Garmin, the other is a very old Navman. Now, the Navman gives me a lot more information, which is really good. Its time is wrong and it won't adjust. It's telling me I'm 140 odd K away. And, no it's not. Yes it is. Sorry. It's got a whole lot of information there. Reading how fast I was going. Now, it's 140 odd K to this road. Problem is, in 14 K's time, I'm supposed to turn left onto the Cumberland Highway. Or I'm on the Cumberland Highway now. Anyway, I've got to turn left. Problem is, the Garmin is telling me to turn right. So which one do I go with? Now, there's a very good chance, and I think it's probably a dead cert, that the road I'm going to basically intersects this Cumberland Highway or whatever road it is in two places. So one is taking me to one end of it and the other is taking me to the other end of it. So I don't know which one to go to. I'm inclined to turn right and go to the end of it, because I spent 5 days trying to program a Garmin device so that I could do this event, and didn't succeed. In the process of doing that, I was programming buy points, and this was one of the buy points I tried to program into it. And my vague memory of the whole thing was that the competitors were going to come out along the dirt road and back onto the bitumen. And so therefore I'm inclined to go to the far end of it. So I think that's what I'll do. This could all be a waste of time and I could get no film of the cars at all. The other thing I'm a bit worried about is I'm in the back blocks of nowhere. I filled the car up before I left to Woomba, but I'm not sure I'm actually going anywhere to get petrol. So there's several towns listed on the signage as we drive along the road, so hopefully one of those will sell petrol. It may not be the octane rating that I want, but it'll do. Otherwise I might have to take another deviation to find petrol. But at any rate, I will catch up again a little bit further down the road, hopefully at this Fox Bar Road. Welcome back to our coverage here of the tour of the Sunshine Estate. I'm on a road called Fox Bar Road, quite a long way north of Texas. I think 100 odd kilometres from the start, as the competitors will travel. It's a dirt road, we've got a dry creek crossing down there, and so it should be interesting to see the cars go past. It is day 3, and day 3 is a epic day, so we'll have to see how many of them actually get here and don't get too frazzled out and decide to shortcut. Alright, we'll catch up a bit later in the event. Well, here we are on Fox Bar Road. which is north of Texas, and a bit of drone footage here. Unfortunately didn't get any of the cars going by. Looks like a nice piece of road, very outback Queenslandy. It's great to see all these old cars being driven out and on dirt roads. Seems to me that a lot of classic car owners are frightened of dirt roads, might chip the paint. This little piece of road here has a dry creek crossing, which was quite deep, not in terms of water, but in terms of sort of drop off. So it had to be taken quite slowly. Quite a windy sort of day here at this point, which is great to clear the dust. Wasn't so great to be flying a drone. Here's a Porsche. Not a car you see in the rally world all that much. Great reputation from long distance rallies, your London to Sydney's and your sort of Mexico to Alaska or those style of events. Another Porsche here, and Peugeot's another car that has a great reputation for long distance rallying. A percentage of the participants in the Tour of the Sunshine State are taking the bitumen road option, which obviously means they won't be going past these cameras. Here comes a Volvo, another car that had some sort of popularity in terms of long distance events. The old Volvo. They're certainly popular in the Scandinavian countries, I'll have to say that. My goodness. Here's a Renault, or is it a Renault? Maybe some of the Renault or Renault aficionados can correct me on that one. Great to see an old Renault flying around on the dirt. Here we have another French car, Peugeot, or is it Peugeot? Again, maybe someone can correct me on that. The old Peugeot 404. Real strong old car. Here we have an Alfa Romeo. Great to see this out and about. Alrighty then, I've just left where I was filming on Fox Bar Road, and I'm heading back to Toowoomba. Now the navman's telling me Toowoomba's around 160k away. It's going to take the best part of 2 hours to get there. I'm chasing daylight a bit. I've got no headlights in this car, but it's only a bit after 2:30, so should make it. I got a fair few cars going through there. I had 4 cameras set up and I was taking still pictures. I got a few. Some of the modern cars I didn't bother with. And I flew the drone I have for the first time or second time I've ever flown it, and first time trying to actually film something. There was a lot of trees around, it was windy, and I made no attempt to do anything fancy. I just took it up, to get a different perspective of the cars going along. And I only had half an hour into the battery, and a couple of cars went through, so I took off with it because it's not something you can just sort of take off. It's sort of got to get everything switched on and synced up and go through its sort of think about process before it will take up. But if you wait till the car comes, well, they're gone. So I thought I'll just let it hover there on record, and unfortunately no more cars came for a long time. And just as two cars together went through, the battery started beeping loud noises at me saying it was about to drop out of the sky, so I had to land it. I'm not even sure I got the footage of those two cars going past. We will have to wait and see, but it was an experience. Anyway, I will keep hooning on along this road, heading back to Toowoomba, and I'll catch up with you a bit later in the day. I've just come into a town called Warwick, and from a motorsports standpoint, in fact I just saw the sign, Morgan Park, which is a motor racing venue. I'd love to pop over and just have a look, but I'm chasing that sunlight, so I just can't. Yeah, I've never been to Morgan Park. In fact, I've never even seen any video of it, so I'm unfamiliar with it completely. It is a track that's on my bucket list of things I would like to do. But my bucket list, I think, is a work of fiction, so I don't think I'll ever go there. So it's a pity that I haven't got time to pop over there and have a look, because it'll probably be the only time I'm ever here, but like I say, the sun is setting. I'm still 82 k's out from Toowoomba.
Turn right on 42.
And now I've got this puzzle on where to go. One's telling me to turn right, one's telling me to go straight ahead. I'm hoping that there's a great big sign down here that will perhaps confirm the better way to go. Okay. Sign is saying turn right. There's nothing saying go straight ahead. So that is what we will do.
Continue straight. Highway 11. Rotherhill Road. Golf.
So I'm following the Garmin, which is a later, newer gadget. I don't know why the Navman's sending me straight ahead. Now the Navman gives me a lot more detail, and it's the one telling me that I'm 80 k's out from Toowoomba. The yellow one gives me nothing other than an arrival time, and that's in military time, and my brain's not working well enough to work that one out. Okay, I can. 18:30. So what's that? 6:30? Bloody hell. 6:30? Yes, what am I going to do? Get out and walk it? Get there by 6:30. Or like 4:30. Okay, it says it's still 86 k.
In 1.5 kilometers, turn left on 15.
Okay, we're turning left somewhere here.
Turn left, Gore Street, then take the next left. Continue 1 kilometer.
So both ways seem to be about the same distance. I really don't know what that Navman's trying to do. The confusion. Anyway, back to Morgan Park. I haven't Been there and never will.
Turn left on 15.
Yeah, alright, darling. Anyway, I'll catch up with you a bit later in the trip. Well, that brings us to the end of day 3 of this tour of the Sunshine State. It's been a day of filming for me rather than travelling the route. Looks like I'm going to make to warm the destination before the sun goes down, and I would then have problems with no headlights. So all is well. Tomorrow, I think, well, the event heads off towards some place I've never heard of, which is just north of Brisbane. Not sure how long a day that is in terms of kilometres, and I'm not sure what I'll be doing, whether I'll be following my fellow Triumph owner or whether I'll be doing like I've done today and film. It will probably depend on whether Jeff and Phil have managed to fix their Triumph. So we will see in tomorrow. So I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. I'm Quack McMullard, and bye for now. Well, that does bring us to the end of day 3 of the Sunshine State. This is really a great event, and it's also day 5 of my epic trip, which is also a great event. So tomorrow is day 4 and the last day of the tour, so I'll see you then.